A top-tier consulting team confidently walks into a heavy-doored corporate boardroom to close a major, high-stakes account. They carry a massive arsenal into that room: technical expertise, decades of historical data, and optimized AI tools designed for precise market positioning. But 20 minutes into the meeting, the client challenges the pricing. When stakeholders conflict and the room gets tense, logic often gives way to raw emotion. In this environment, pristine data and algorithms lose their utility. When personal identity and risk enter the conversation, information alone rarely saves the deal. This divergence model maps a common reality inside most professional services firms. Two partners possessing the same technical knowledge walk into similar negotiations. One line drops into the red when challenged on price. The other climbs into the green. This gap exists because artificial intelligence has commoditized traditional industry information, making base-level expertise available to anyone in seconds. Performance is increasingly dictated by how a practitioner shows up in the room, rather than the volume of data they bring to the table. While technical knowledge remains the ticket to entry, the primary competitive edge now hinges on how teams close this execution gap. If we rewind that failed boardroom meeting and run the interactions through the lens of applied neuroscience and behavioral profiling, we can isolate exactly where the execution broke down. Over 20 years of analyzing these environments reveals a consistent insight: elite human performance under pressure is patterned and predictable. This diagram plots the first axis of that operational pattern: the constant tension between creating value for a client and claiming value for the firm. An intersecting vertical axis measures the behavioral balance between empathy and assertiveness when facing direct pushback. Mastering the behaviors within these four quadrants allows an elite practitioner to protect firm margins without damaging the underlying client relationship. Because these behaviors are patterned, they can be systematically taught. They aren't a matter of natural talent or decades of trial and error. Traditional corporate training often fails because clicking through a slide deck lacks the emotional stakes and live pressure required to build muscle memory. The bridge between theory and reality is an AI coach. Practitioners can use it to actively rehearse complex stakeholder environments out loud. The AI provides real-time behavioral challenges, pushing back on pricing and forcing the practitioner to navigate difficult conversations before the live deal occurs. Continuous rehearsal embeds a standard of control, building confidence through repetition until the response to tension becomes automatic. This simulation engine removes the financial hazard of practicing on the client. Teams enter the boardroom only when they have proven they can execute. For learning leaders and executive teams, deploying this program across global markets addresses a significant structural problem. It moves a firm away from isolated excellence, reducing the reliance on a handful of superstar partners to carry the most difficult accounts. This global network map illustrates the alternative: regional offices syncing up to achieve a unified standard of repeatable, scalable performance. With AI leveling the playing field for knowledge, market dominance is now won or lost inside the nuances of human conversation. Look at your own firm's vulnerabilities today. Where is the biggest variability? In how value is created, or in how it is defended? Until you systematize behavioral execution across the board, your firm's most critical revenue moments remain at the mercy of chance.